wanted to do things the right way.
Right. Yeah. And
It's important.
when we try to do things the right way, it doesn't end up the right way. So how you feeling? How you feeling? You good? You're right. You good for this?
I'm not. I got a story for you, but anyway, let's tell. I hurt myself this morning.
Again?
Pretty good too. Oh yeah.
Can't leave you alone for a minute. Jesus.
No, never. But let's see. Oh yeah. Good morning, you guys. It is December 1st.
Jesus,
2025. Rabbit, blow cinnamon in your door, pour salt on the outside, whatever it is you motherfuckers need to do.
Right. Yeah, do everything.
And remember, this is the last full moon coming up for the year.
Oh, really?
All right. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is it tonight?
No, it's not yet.
Oh, okay.
No,
right. No. It's just whatever full moon is in December is the last one.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Daphne.
Yeah.
My shit just glitched out. Okay, there it is. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, no.
I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do this. All right, you ready for this crap?
Absolutely not, but hit it.
Yo.
Trigger warning. Fuck you.
And fuck you.
I never grow old. That never gets old. I grow old, but that never gets old. Oh my goodness. So hello everyone. Good morning. Good morning on this December 1st already of 2025, or the last month of whatever this year was. Because God knows my brain is still in January 2020. So this is a little horrific for me. But who's joining us in the chat to share in our misery?
So far, Joseph and Lou. Good morning, guys.
Joseph, hello, Lou. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. And yes, I see you, our beautiful eyeball people watching us from regions beyond. If you're watching us from YouTube, well, yeah, you would be.
Yeah, YouTube. That's it.
That's just it. I'm always expecting something else there, but we just gave up on that, didn't we?
No, fuck it. Fuck it.
We just got so tired.
I'm not even paying for a Streamyard again after this.
Right. Yeah. You know, it's like, yeah. So if you're watching us on YouTube, come on over. And well, you're on YouTube already.
Yeah. Yeah. If we shared the link anywhere else and you find it there.
There you go. So join the sexy people in the chat. Keep them company. And while you're here, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live. And I don't know, pop a little emoji or a little comment in the chat or in the comments if you're watching this, you know, after this finishes or whatever. I don't know. Give us some bad advice or something. I don't know. Just do something. You know, it's like, oh my goodness. So I guess we might as well get this started. We have a lot to do during this show. So yeah. So hello everyone. My name is Daphne Lage and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means. Valar Morghulis. Valar Duhairis. And I am the artist for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales and the creator of Eagle Raven, Heir the First Unicorn, a medieval fantasy drama you can read online at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And there goes all my notifications on my stuff. Also, you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art. And joining me also today, as always, the beautiful Nita.
Hi. My name is Nita. I have a YouTube channel. It's the Indie Comics Network. We do things here and stuff.
Lots
And
of stuff. And
Lots of
stuff.
stuff.
Right. I swear to God, it's like using the icons, like I said, just makes it so much funnier. I don't know. It's just like, especially since it changes every time you come on.
You want to know what's funny?
What?
And you better fucking laugh at this.
Okay,
because
sure.
To make it worth my pain.
All right.
Okay, so like you've seen my height, right? I'm short.
Yeah.
I'm shorter than
short
you.
Stack. Yeah.
Okay. So like anyway,
but the thing is, I'm not that much taller either.
No, not much taller, but our titties are in inconvenient places. Like when we're cooking on the stove, you lean over to grab a spoon.
Yeah, I'm always afraid I'm going to set myself on fire.
Like my nips be tough because they're the first line of defense for falls and everything else. Anyway, I slammed my fucking tit in the garbage can this morning because it was cold. Yes, and like it was cold, and I threw the bag in, and it was kind of heavy, so it kind of leaned me forward a little bit, and that lid came down, and it was like, what the fuck? Yes, hurt like a bitch. Gave myself one of them trash can mammograms.
Oh no,
my shit. Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like I can't laugh too hard because I can feel it.
The first 2 seconds were like lightning. And then after it was like, wow.
Right.
And then it just kind of like, it was
no, that is not what people pay for.
No. It was like my boob in a mousetrap.
Oh. Well, that's a way to start off everybody's morning.
I know, right?
Right.
Especially the neighbor across the street when I yelped and spun around.
Oh my goodness! But that's why you're always supposed to be wearing like an undershirt or something. You kind of have to.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Even if you're just wearing pajamas, you kind of have to be more prepared for the outside.
You're not my.
You can't just let them run around the yard.
Oh my
goodness. Yeah.
So that was my adventure this morning.
Yeah, no, that is no. I definitely I sympathize. Oh my goodness. So speaking of boobies.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Right. Speaking of boobies. So today is a very special day. Today is going to be the launch of the next House of Bob Kickstarter, which is the TEASE book. I'm so stupid, I swear. But it's funny. So I figure we'll give it like I don't know, like a couple of more minutes, probably like 11:15 or something. Give time for everybody to come in. And then we'll talk about, the new collection, and also the fact that this is going to be your chance to pick up a custom commission. I don't usually offer them, and when I do, it's usually on a Kickstarter, and this is the one. So, also if you watched our previous vlog, you would have seen the pieces, the sample pieces. Well, actually, they're not samples. They're the actual little 4x6 original art pieces that I'm putting into blind bags. I only have 12 of them available, and they're only going to be limited to the 12. And also they're time limited too. So the link is in the chat and in the show notes. So thank you to the 56 followers who are following the campaign so far, or at least following the pre-launch. And like I said, we'll give it like a couple of more, like 5 more minutes, and then we'll launch it and see what happens. I mean, because it doesn't matter like how many times I run a Kickstarter. It's like, I don't know, it's always a little nerve-wracking.
Huh.
I don't know, like, I don't know, like it, but I guess it's like
this
emotional damage.
that's every Kickstarter. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think just being online in general, being online, kind of, I don't know. It's a look. It's like I've been like really keeping myself offline as much as possible. Like I've spoken about the fact that when I went to Florida, I had social media taken off my phone. Like I took social media off my phone. Like someone else took it off for me. No, it's like I took social media off my phone, and the only thing I had access to was YouTube. And then it's like when I came back, I made it a point to stay off of social media. And and it's like, there were some times that I kind of got caught up in it again, because it's very easy to get caught up in that scroll. But usually it's after I'm finished working, and I'm like end of the night, and it's like, oh, let me just do something brainless. And there's nothing more brainless than scrolling Instagram, right? But pretty much I've been able to temper the amount of time that I've been spending on YouTube, I mean on online. And like I said, it's doing my mental health pretty well. Like I really do like how I'm feeling, not being constantly bombarded by people's nonsense, because it's nonsense. No matter how many, it's like no matter how like I really try to curate my feed, there's always people, who gotta act up, and it's like
always gotta have that one motherfucker.
Right, yeah. That it's like no matter what, like it's either, and even if you like mute them, somebody else is
reposting their shit. Yeah, right. It's like there's
God,
one in every family, sire, two in mine.
Yeah.
They're there.
So but the thing is though, it's like, I really have been enjoying just concentrating on just like, working on stuff, like doing those 12 pieces for the House of Bob. Like I had a lot of fun with those little pieces, and like I said, depending on how I feel, I might do a set of trading card size pieces, but I haven't decided yet because I really want to get as much done for Eagle Raven 12 in this month. So I want to concentrate more on that. And also the whole thing about like just feeling more creative by not being online.
Right.
Because like another odd thing, right, that I realized that even though I like I said, I heavily curate my feeds, and that especially that there are some platforms that I only use to follow other artists. Like after a while, even that kind of like starts to affect like my mental health, kind of, like there comes a point where it's like you're looking at so much artwork, it actually becomes a demotivation.
Yeah.
Like, and I was just reading an article recently about the concept where like what it is that the problem with social media. Yeah, Melissa says I was away for a week. Oh, there you, yes, be online less, and read a whole book. It was a great exactly. It's like, and the funny thing is that so I was reading this article that was kind of like explaining the phenomenon that even if you try to be kind of like positive with your online feeds, like even if you're just looking at artwork, like even that has a detriment. That's a detriment to you, because what happens is that, have you ever heard this thing about that we're still kind of like Cro-Magnon people living in the modern age? Like our brain can only handle like knowing 150 people in our lifetime, like something like that. And then it's like the reason why we're short-circuiting is because that we're not supposed to know this many people. when you're talking about like the thousands of people you may have you may have as friends on Facebook, and just getting like bombarded with like so many opinions all at once. Like, you're not supposed to have that. You're not supposed to be bombarded constantly. And it seems that looking at artwork kind of has the same effect, where it's like, yeah, it's like you would think that looking at artwork is like really benign, but what I was finding is that it was like the same thing that was happening, where it's like, I can't compete with any of these people. That it just like that started like, it's like, this really is like it was having the opposite effect of making me want to draw. It was actually like, oh, they're so good and I'm not as good, so why should I bother? Right? And then it's like, I'm like going, oh, this is not good. No, this is not good. This is not the purpose.
We are not going to be Eeyore in 100 Acre Wood.
Right. It's like, it's like, this is not the purpose of me looking through other people's work. I want to be inspired, not de-inspired. So I had to stop doing that too. And because it's like, I really just like needed to bring in all my thought process to just concentrate on what I have to do without this kind of like fake sense of competition that algorithms like to push. Because, if they can't, because, a creature full of anxiety makes the perfect consumer, right? And it's like, I don't want to be a creature full of anxiety anymore. Not over something stupid like an algorithm. So I just really just started cutting off everything. Like, if I didn't need to be there, there was no reason for me to be there, unless I'm posting, I'm just posting something really quick and then like leaving. But like to actually stay is just like, I don't know. It was just
quit it.
Yeah, that's in the end, there's something to that.
It saves time, it saves money.
It saves emotional labor. Well, speaking of emotional labor, so it's already like 11:18, and I think it's time that I finally pull the trigger on this sketchbook collection and talk about it a little bit. So let me do that. So are we ready to launch? We're ready to launch. Yes, I am ready to launch. So I'm going to click the button. I'm pressing the button. Launch. Let's see. Please, nothing go wrong. Why didn't you? Okay. Oh my God. I'm always expecting something to go wrong. I don't know why. Oh my goodness. So here we go. House of Bob. This is my latest sketchbook campaign, collecting my erotic furry artwork in very convenient sketchbooks that you can put on your shelf and enjoy anytime without having to be online. So TEASE is the next book in this collection, the previous one being Fetish Fantasy and Mondo Bondo. But don't worry, if you missed those two books, they are also on this campaign. All the books were, I guess, like reformatted, so they fit together in a nice collection. So they're going to look something like this. All the sketchbooks that are currently available. I just haven't gotten a proof for this book yet. But the thing is, though, I've done so many of these, I know what they're supposed to look like. So getting a proof doesn't really, it's not necessary. I think it's going to come out fine. So like I said, these are sketchbook collections that collect my pen and ink work. So I know that some people have made jokes like, oh, how nice of you to make an adult coloring book. And I go, well, I guess you could do that if you wanted to. You could color these if you wanted. So the books are 32 pages, black and white with the full color covers. And like I said, if you missed the previous sketchbooks, I have them on this campaign. And so I have the Fetish Fantasy and Mondo Bondo from the previous campaigns, and plus the original House of Bob yearbook, which is kind of like a clean version of House of Bob. I had done this in conjunction with the Patreon that I used to have before I got kicked off of Patreon for showing off adult material on an adult page. But hey, that actually kind of leans into why I'm doing these books. So if you're the type that just that you don't really care for the fetishy stuff and you just want like standard furry pinups or even just more like fantasy style pinups, that's also on this campaign as well. I have my standard furry pinup books that I had released before that were sold out for a little bit. They're on this campaign. And honestly, my favorite one is the Catch of the Day, which is all mermaids and mermen. And they're all kind of like parodies of, how fish, they kind of have like land animals have kind of like a fish equivalent, like, like a horsefish or a cowfish or a snake eel or something like that. So these are, that's kind of like the angle that I took with this mermaid book, where they're all based on real fish. They're just mermaids and merman, Dad. Merman. So, and also what I did, because I intend to add more books to this collection, I also decided to color code the books. So from the spine, just by looking at the sketchbooks, just by the spine, you can tell the spice level of each book, so that you're not accidentally pulling out Mondo Bondo when grandma wants to look at your books. So so they're color coded. White means that it's pretty much safe to go. It's standard furry pinups, but there's no nudity in it. Then you have yellow, which is kind of like the yearbook, which everything is kind of clean, but there's still a little on the spicy, racy side. And then black means that you're getting really spicy stuff. And even though I don't have one yet, but there is one in the works, there's the red coded one, which is no holds barred type of book. But that comes later. I'm just setting up.
That comes later. It does. It does.
Yeah, it does. I walked right into that one. So with like all my campaigns, I have both digital levels and hard copy levels. So if you can only pick up like digital levels, because honestly, I do have some collectors who only pick up the digital levels because they literally cannot have this stuff in their house. Like they have like family members who really, really don't like this stuff and they don't want to see it. So it's just better for them to collect digital versions of everything.
Right.
So, so I do have everything is available as digitals if you need to keep that discretion. But the whole point is that there's physical copies of everything. Like I said, I even have a complete digital set. If you just want to buy everything digital, I also have everything in a set as well to make it as easy as possible for you to collect everything in one shot. It's like with this campaign, everything I say is going to be a double entendre, whether I want it to or
bad.
Not. Right?
It's so bad. You're lucky I'm this high.
So hold on. Let me just
like I've had some great punchlines, but they're so delayed they're not funny.
Well, right, yeah.
Let me catch up to myself.
Yeah, the timing has to be right. So, like I said, on this campaign as well, along with the sketchbooks, this is where you can pick up original artwork. So, if you're the type that likes to collect commissions or just original artwork in general, this is the campaign to do it. I don't usually offer these, so if you want it, this is where you're going to get it. And the first thing that's offered on the campaign is the original art mystery bags. These are for people who just want to collect original artwork without having to think about it. So this is what the bags are going to look like that you're going to receive. So each one of these 12 pieces are in a sealed mystery bag. Even I don't know what's in here anymore. I mixed them up really well. And it is, and you're going to get either a pencil sketch, a pen and ink sketch, or a full color marker piece, just like the samples on the campaign here. So there's 12 of these. So you have there's 4 pencil sketches, 4 pen and ink, and 4 color pieces. So I guess you figure out the odds as to how you can get that. Now I wanted to make sure that everybody who wants one gets one. So what I did was I limited this to a level that you could only pick up one at, like you could only pick up the one. But on the last week of the campaign, whatever is left over for this level, I will be releasing them as an add-on, whatever's left over. So it's a limited quantity and also like limited time. So you have until December 15th to guarantee you get one. And then after December 15th, whatever is left over, if there's anything left over, I'm going to be putting those as whatever's left over as an add-on. So if you want to buy whatever multiples of whatever's left over, you can do that. But at this moment, I just want to give everybody a chance to get one of these pieces until December 15th. So also the other types of pieces that I have, the rest of these are all custom. You can ask for whatever you want and also at whatever spice level you want. And I have a pen and ink option. I have a marker option. And these are just one character at 5.5 by 8.5. So I think it's a good little size. But if you want something a little bit more complicated. Well, also you also have sketch. I'm skipping ahead. You also have sketch covers too that you could also get. Each of these are limited to 10, except for the last one, which I only limited to 5, and that is a 9 by 12 deluxe traditional piece. All of these pieces are traditionally done. They're hand drawn, hand colored, the whole thing. There's no digital in this. And if you wanted 2 characters, then there is a 9 by 12 deluxe version where you can have, again, 2 characters, however you want to, I guess, but also keep in mind too that, that pretty much I'm good to go with any request. But if you give me something that's a little too over the top, I have the right to refuse it. And then it's like, I'm just going to tell you have to come up with something else that I will do. So just remember that it's not a free for all. You still have to kind of like, work within my parameters. But considering the type of work I have done already, those parameters there's a lot, there's a lot you can ask
for. It's a large field.
Yeah, before you start asking for weird shit that makes me kind of go, I don't know about that. So there's still plenty of wiggle room, let's just say. Again, also, I do have the sketchbooks again in the add-ons if you want to create your own levels with the with the original art pieces, because those are actually standalone levels, and then you can build the level however you want after that. You can get any combination of books. So like, say if you just want to go straight to the commission, you don't really want a sketchbook, you can do that.
Ooh,
So I
hello.
just, oh, hello. Yeah. Yes, it is.
How's it going, princess?
Here we go. So also, as always, if this is your first time seeing a Kickstarter, you're not sure how it works, I have this little instruction sheet here that walks you through how to pledge and what to expect. And with the commissions, in your surveys, this is at the very end. So after the campaign, in your surveys, that's where I'm going to be asking you for what you want in your commission. So don't send me anything just yet. Although if you do have questions, please feel free to ask me in the Kickstarter DMs. I'm more than happy to answer any questions there.
Don't be weird.
Yeah, but just don't be weird. Well, no, I usually don't. I don't have anybody that acts like that. Honestly, it's been a while. I think everybody is pretty much cool as to like how to get these done. So I haven't had a problem. So I shouldn't talk about it like like that could be an issue. But if you have any questions, you can DM me on Kickstarter. But I will be asking for details after the Kickstarter, and then when I send out your surveys, especially yeah. Oh boy. So although technically I will, depending on what you're asking for, I will need those later. So I don't
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say any of that out loud. This like I said, everything is just going to be horrible on this show right today. Same thing for the sketch covers. I have like an entire box filled with different types of blank sketch covers, and you will have a choice as to which one you want your drawing on. So but again, it's like that's going to be something that in the survey you're going to be able to choose. So you don't have to worry about it now. All you have to do is pledge, and that's it. So I think this is a very simple campaign. So yeah, so I hope this people like what they're saying. Oh my God!
I know, right? These people like them habanero peppers.
Oh my God! Holy shit! I wasn't expecting that, but thank you so much, everybody who have pledged, the 7 backers who have pledged to the campaign so far. I really, really, absolutely appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. Even if you haven't decided yet, just thank you so much for even like just showing up. Thank you so much. Jesus Christ. Well, I don't think but thank you. Like I said, these campaigns always make me nervous. I don't know why, but thank you so much. And here's like the best thing about this, right? Because it's like, this is what I realized on the previous House of Bob campaign, is that, I've been doing so much digital work lately that I'm really looking forward to doing the artwork that people are going to be asking for and commissioning
manually
on this,
with your hands.
Because it's like there is just something incredibly satisfying.
Respectfully.
Yeah, of course. Of we're doing traditional artwork. Right. and it's like, and I really, really enjoyed the pieces that everyone was asking for on the last campaign. So I'm really looking forward to see what people ask this time around. So yeah, because I just really, really enjoy it, and I also enjoy the fact that people trust me with their OCs like that they want to see their OCs drawn in my style, and it's nice to be able to give something physical in exchange, like it's like, oh yeah, like a pen and ink, or or a marker piece that you can hang on your wall. Although, yeah, you see this that's how it goes. But again, thank you so much, everybody. At least I don't have to worry about whether the campaign is going to fund.
No, you're funded.
So thank you so much. We have 21 days to go. This is a short campaign. So like I'm trying, I don't know. I feel kind of weird like running this over Christmas. So I figured if I stopped it before Christmas, it would be
ho ho ho.
But but thank you. But also it's like the original artwork is all scheduled to deliver in April. The sketchbooks are scheduled to deliver in March, just to give everybody an overall timeline.
Right.
But but again, thank you so much for that. Well, that was easy.
That's great.
Shit. Don't die on me, Nita. Don't die on me. It's
not going out like
goodness.
that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
No.
But oh my goodness. But the thing is though, so for those of you who've signed up for my mailing list, you had received an email on Sunday, which kind of delved in a little bit as to why I'm doing these sketchbooks. It's like, yeah, they're nice to have. They're nice, make sure I'm not flipping one of the other ones. Yeah, they're nice to have, and I just, like the idea of it. But, there's a little bit more seriousness behind this. Oh, hold on. Oh my goodness. So
bless you.
Yeah. So, the thing about going, like looking at artwork online, right?
Mm-hmm.
And especially in this past year, there has been a lot of effort to censor this type of artwork.
Oh, it's only getting worse.
Online. Yeah. And it has been. Like I said, it's like several years ago, I actually was not officially kicked off of Patreon, but they made it so difficult for me to function that it was easier for me to just pull House of Bob from Patreon than have to deal with the all of a sudden micromanagement my account was getting. And, and then it's like, and it was actually around then that I started like, that I put out this, although I was playing around with sketchbooks before then, because like this is 2015, these are 2014. But now especially I feel that it's becoming more and more important to have my artwork available offline in a way that's very convenient for people to collect. I haven't been in furry fandom since 2000. I think like 2000 was pretty much the last year that I had any involvement directly with the fandom. But I think it's like I had like a 10-year run in furry fandom where I was going to conventions, I was in fanzines, the whole thing, like really like.
And then the Y2K came.
Right. And, and at that point, I decided I was going to like concentrate more on doing comics and getting Tall Tales into comic book conventions. And it was a whole thing. And, and there's a lot of artists that I technically left behind in furry fandom because, it was kind of like the internet wasn't really a thing back then. And not only that, or it wasn't like the way we know it now. And even with the internet, there were still plenty of artists who refused to put their artwork online. And the only way that you could get their stuff was like through calendars, through fanzines, through individual prints. And it was all like mostly mail order, or you had to see them at conventions. And a lot of times you had to see them at conventions because that was the only time that you would be able to get those things, because they would sell out so quickly and then they wouldn't reprint them. And, back then, that really wasn't as much of an issue for me. Like, I don't know. I just didn't have my mind in it. But, like, especially this last year, with a lot of, like, if everyone remembers, like, the Itch.io, the Itch.io incident where all these adult games got pulled off of Itch.io. And in some, like, and on Patreon, there was this weird thing going on with furry artwork where Patreon started really micromanaging the type of furry art they wanted on the platform. And it even affected my favorite game, Seeds of Chaos, where to keep their game on Patreon, they had to remove all of their furry content from the game. Because Patreon was classifying the shit as something that it wasn't. So, and then it's like, even now on Blue Sky, where for a little while it seemed like, oh, Blue's like Twitter, you could have posted, like adult stuff, and now they're just pretty much blocking people from doing that. Like, if you post adult stuff, it doesn't go anywhere. Like they're kind of like censoring without censoring. I mean, I hate to use the word shadow ban, but that seems to be what they're doing. And the same thing is now happening on Blue Sky, where it's like a lot of adult artists are like going, oh, fuck again. And it's like, yeah, because that's how it works. These platforms, they open up saying, oh, yeah, freedom of speech, this, that, and the other thing, freedom of artwork, and blah, blah, blah. They get everybody to come over to build the platform for them.
They build on the back of the sex workers.
Yeah, the sex workers, the artists, and everything. And then once they get to a certain point where it's like, oh, okay, now we have to really monetize this, and advertisers don't want to be next to this shit. Off you go,
Yep.
And this, and it's like, and it gets tiresome, because it's like, there just comes a point, and then it's like, oh, and then you have the whole thing with the processors, right? With Stripe, with MasterCard, and it's like, and how they're banning people from putting, from selling adult artwork, and so it's like, yeah, and it's like, okay, there just comes a point where there's nowhere else left to go.
Right. Pink Pony Club.
Hey. Is everybody still out there? Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know if that was like I just ended up getting like a blue screen. Yeah, they got us. You know? Yeah, I think something happened. Yeah, because my computer completely like I got the blue screen and then my computer shut down. All right. So yeah, so I guess both me and Nina disappeared. Right. So yeah, because I texted her. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I got the blue screen of something, that's for sure. Like for a split second, and then like everything disappeared. And then my computer just completely shut off. I mean, I was at least expecting Nita to be in the stream. I mean, thank goodness the stream is still running. Like I wasn't expecting it to still be running. Um, but yeah, it's like, okay, so well, that was startling. Now it's just waiting for Nita to come back. So where was I? Oh yes, so the sketchbooks. Hopefully this thing doesn't blow up again. Like I don't know if it's just like my computer or the fact that Nita's not in the room, like I don't know what the hell happened. So yeah, so there just came a point where I decided that I need to have my artwork in a place where you don't need to be online to see it, because it's like, galleries, it's like galleries can be deleted. It's like thank you, Michael. Thank you. you know um Algorithm changes will all of a sudden bury you in the feed. It's like, or they'll just outright ban you, right? So, and especially thinking about all the artists that I used to follow back in the day, that, like I said, they don't put their artwork online. um and it's like, and if they do sell their stuff, it's usually you have to buy like hundreds of prints to collect their stuff, or you have to find, like out of print fanzines or sold out portfolios. And they're just, and I've had people ask me, it's like, can you collect the artwork you used to print back in the day, in a sketchbook, so that, people can have them? Because I guess my style is very 90s nostalgic or something. So, and it's like, yeah, I mean, that, you know, and then it's like, once I started like seeing how it looks in a book and just how nice it is, it's like, yeah, what am I hoarding? It's like, what am I hoarding my artwork? Yeah, time for it. Walt sent me. It's like, oh, Walt sent me. um, and and it's like, yeah, and that was like kind of the thing, that it was just like, what? It's like, yeah, it's like, I haven't seen this artwork in a while. And also I want to continue doing new artwork. So what better way than to collect them in sketchbooks and offer them up directly to everybody who wants one, like on Kickstarter. It's like, I mean, yeah, and it's like, yeah, technically I'm still at the mercy of Stripe or whatnot if they decide that it's like, oh, we're not allowing you to sell or furry artwork or whatever. But but at least it's like right now it just seems to be have all quieted down. So that's what my plan is. It's like to release like a bunch of sketchbooks, like a couple of sketchbooks, collecting stuff with new, like old stuff and new artwork. And and then realizing, like how in the end important that is. So yeah, so then that way you can enjoy the artwork, you know I mean, was that crazy or what?
That was a fucking train wreck of bullshit.
Right, because Mike, I thought it was just me, but then when I came into the Streamyard, you weren't in here either.
Well, like I noticed you kind of glitched,
Right.
and then I started to sing Pink Pony Club, and then it was like it said my mic was muted, and I reached for it, and everything went off, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Really? Even on your end?
Yeah, like
So it was like a weird Streamyard but my
and then I couldn't get back in. I
Yeah,
couldn't get back in, so I don't know what the fuck that
weird.
was.
Yeah, so I don't know if that's a whole stream, if that's a Streamyard, but like I said, my whole computer went. Ah! Actually, that was me. I went, you know, but my whole computer shut down. You know, so who knows? Who knows? So but yeah, it's like Nina, like when was the last time that you like collected artwork, like from like kind of like the way people collected artwork in furry fandom? You know, I'm not talking about like going to a bookstore and buying like actual art books and stuff, although that's helpful too. But like artists you see online, like how do you collect artwork from them?
Most of them I don't.
Right.
I mean, there are a couple artists, and then there's a few that I'd really like to, but I just can't afford them. But
Okay.
yeah. I don't have a whole bunch of original art. I have a whole bunch of your stuff.
Right. Yeah. But I mean, like it
that I paid for. That I paid for.
Of course.
Jesus.
You know,
they think I'm doing favors for you, Daphne.
No, I give you artwork willingly.
Yeah, you do.
You know, so I mean, because I still
but only before I'd already given you thousands.
Well, no, I mean, really, it's I know because I remember
Where were you?
I remember the first time that Meredith, like, because she was the one who commissioned that zebra piece. I don't remember, like, piece. Yeah, you know, that she commissioned that zebra piece. And you know, and she had wanted me to redo a piece that was online. That she says that
because I was bidding on eBay $500 for a napkin piece.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my god, don't do that! Don't let her do that. I'll do the piece. It's like, you know, and it's like, yeah, and there was like this sketch that I had done at a convention, you know, back in the day. That was like $500. Like I couldn't afford my own sketch, and I go, oh my god, let me like. And I really did appreciate the opportunity to redo that sketch. You know, and it's like, you know,
it's my second most prized possession.
You know, and
Thank you,
Michael, you are so generous. Thank you.
So sweet.
You know, and it's like, and I really like enjoyed redoing that piece. You know, and it's like, you know, so that's, you know, so in the end, it's like, this isn't just about just raising money, although that is nice. But it's like, I actually enjoy this work. I actually enjoy it. And I'm just happy that people enjoy, you know, ordering these pieces from me. And you know, and not everybody can afford that. So which is also the reason why, you know, I'm offering up the sketchbooks. And also, you know, and also because it's like, that's the thing though. Like there's so many artists that I'm like going, why are they not collecting their stuff in books? Like it would, like, that's a whole other audience that they're just leaving behind because like, oh no, I'd rather them spend premium to buy prints. You know? And it's like, I don't know, but I think it's like, it's just nice to have a book that has your, it's like when you know, they put out the covers of ElfQuest. It's like, and I just had to have that book. Because like, yeah, sure, I could go out and try to find the individual issues, but why do that if I can just have it in one book? You know? So I really don't understand why more artists don't do that. Michael had said something here. I think if people have their own websites, uses non-censoring credit card processors will be a thing. A community could be formed where people have a page where they link to one another's self-owned work. There are artists doing that. They're returning the idea of web rings and also looking for server hosts that. I love art books too. That's the thing. It's like, but they're, so people, and they're looking for web hosts that are like adult art friendly, and the funny thing is though, is that, processors they're just full of shit a lot of the times because to see like who they allow, they don't bother, and who they do, it's just like, this is a little bit more. There's a little bit more going on here than just, we don't like adult artwork. It's like there's a little bit more going on. But it's like ever since the whole like, AI slop started really ruining search results, right? I've made it a point to buy art books.
Yeah.
Like I remember that I just saw one too many AI bullshit piece. And I go, okay, forget it. I'm just buying books from now on. If I need to study artwork, I'm just buying books. Because it's the, and mind you, you have to be careful with the books that you buy too, because, you have people making AI art books too, and you have to watch out for that. But, you can pretty much tell the publishers that are doing legit shit. Right. And it's like, and I just started, just really, really buying art books and I'm just surprised that more people don't do that. Like, like the amount of, because eventually, like all the artwork that I've bought from Jaden, like eventually that's going to be its own art book, because it's like, it's just too good to just leave it as like, it was a variant cover once and then leave it at that. Right. How in the hell is a site like Playboy getting processed and not artists making adult art? Something is up. Yeah, it's the same thing with eBay. When eBay, they went through a whole thing where you
were only gonna be getting corporate porns.
Yeah, that seems to be what's kind of, I mean, especially like it really does get to a point where, putting on our tinfoil hats, right? Where the attempt is less at general censorship as it is with you're only allowed to get this stuff from certain companies. That it's like, independent pornography? No. You have to buy it from, the big corporations that make this.
Or you go to jail, little dick doodler.
I mean, it's like, that it's like, it's kind of like the thing that Disney Plus is doing, right? With their
trademark
whole
that
thing, with their whole AI app, where it's like, you can create your own content on Disney Plus using their stuff. It's like, because then that way you're not searching out independent sources.
Right.
If you can make your own fan art on Disney Plus, you don't need to support small artists who do Disney fan art. And it's like, and I think that that's kind of like what they're trying to do. It's actually less about censorship and more about controlling the culture. Where it's like, because it is telling as to who they're allowing to sell this stuff and who they're not. And it's like, this almost looks deliberate. So again, so it's another reason to kind of like, have, collect books, and Teshin and Fadon books. Flesk is a good one. It's like, Yeah, I think that that's what's going on. That they're just, trying to monopolize everything so that only a few people get to benefit from it. As opposed to, oh, we don't want to see this. No, they want to see it plenty. There's too much money. What it is that they want to control that flow of the money. But like I said, that's is it really tinfoil hat shit? If not conspiracy, why conspiracy shaped? So so it's like, yeah, so I'm like I said, it's like I'm really surprised that more smaller artists aren't doing this. They're not collecting their work in this way, so that people do have an offline way of seeing their stuff. So yeah, it's like, yeah, so in the end, it's like that's kind of like the long and the short of the story of House of Bob. But I want House of Bob to be more than just dirty sketchbooks. Like in the end, it's like I want to release all of my artwork, all the types of artwork, in a way, right? Yeah, I don't have all of my artwork online either, and it's like because the next book, the sketchbook that I want to do is that like I have like this whole Make America Bob again. We'll go with that one, right? I want, like, I was doing like for a little bit, I was doing like I had a series of kind of like Art Nouveau type of like furry pieces that I was having. Michael says, I mean, the consolidation of porn sites under a few companies is a real thing, so I don't think it's tinfoil thinking. I don't think so either.
Amen, sir.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So what I was thinking is like, oh, like those pieces are really, really nice. And I still have most of the originals for those pieces, but I just have to do, I have to do, like finish off enough pieces to finish a sketchbook because I want them. I was reading that all different ways, and that's exactly how Lou meant it. It's like watercolor teddies, like teddy bears, and then I go, well, watercolor teddies, like night, like I know, and it's like, oh no, she really meant watercolor titties. oh. Here I was thinking, so it's like, yeah, so I think that it gives me an opportunity to continue doing new artwork and then releasing it as a sketchbook, because I can't, and also it's like, and there's a reason why also I want to like focus on my mailing list and focus, especially on my mailing list, where it's like, maybe that'll be the new place that I start putting new artwork up instead of on social media, instead of, like on these, although Fur Affinity has been, it's been going strong for a while. Although this year was very strange, even for Fur Affinity, because of the sudden death of Fur Affinity's creator, essentially,
right,
the guy who coded the entire server website. He passed early this year. And there was kind of like a lot of concern as to like how the website was going to keep running. But I think that the new crew that's running it seems to be pretty, like it seems like everything's like back to normal, or like they're trying to run it as normal as possible. Because it's still there. It's still there. So, Fur Affinity, but again, it's like to have a place outside of the internet, right? Or at least in places that where I want you to go. Like I want you to go to Fur Affinity. Like if I do more House of Bob stuff, I'm going to put it on Fur Affinity. Also for the fact too that I can't put that stuff on my mailing list. because again, it's like that's their terms of service. You're not supposed to put up that type of artwork there. So at least Fur Affinity gives me an online place that seems safe enough to post that type of work to. And then like if I do like regular like standard artwork, that could go on my mailing list. But outside of that though, what if you like, you don't feel like being online? It's like I want to also give everyone the opportunity to be able to just grab a book off their shelf and just look at the artwork without having to be online, without having to be on their phone. So yeah, so that's the kind of like the long and the short of why House of Bob is what it is and where I want to take House of Bob and expand it. Like, it's like, cause I want to expand it with the new, the alpha boyfriends, and, and some other stuff and just be able to experiment. Yeah, like boyfriend material, I want to be able to expand that, but also, because art books are cool. How about that? It's like I'm offering art books because art books are cool. And really though, and it's like, and I really do think it's a shame that there's so many artists that still like, I don't know, like for some reason they don't want to bother. Like it's too much work. And it's like, because there's this one artist that she passed a couple of years ago, Vicky Wyman. She did a book called Xanadu. And what happened was that I was in talks with the guy who was basically her executor. Like he owns a lot of her artwork, or he has her artwork. And he had wanted to reprint everything. Like we were talking about, let's scan at her artwork. Let's do a sketchbook and this, that, the other thing, right? Let's do, but what happened is that it turned out that Xanadu was actually owned by someone else. Even though she did the artwork, he owned the whole thing. He owned the property. And for some reason, and what's funny was that like he contacted the guy because he had heard a rumor that I was going to be redrawing Xanadu or bringing back Xanadu. And I go, where did he get that idea from? That's not what we were talking about. But out the gate, he was like going, no, you are not allowed to do anything with that artwork.
What the fuck?
Yeah, we were kind of
better
like that
better
too.
Come at me different, buddy.
Like,
I'm sorry, sir. Are you lost?
And it's like, no, it's like, this is my property and you're not allowed to reprint any of it. Which I thought was like really strange. It's like, wouldn't you? Why? Right? And, and that was just like kind of like, the thing where it's like how much artwork that I remember seeing from back in the day that we're actually losing because nobody's printing or reprinting, or they're not collecting this stuff in a way where we can just have it.
Right.
I mean, it's like, so it's like, so this opportunity, and mind you, I'm still working towards what I really wanted to do, which I originally wanted to do was to collect like all the House of Bob stuff in one full color omnibus. Like I really still want to do that. Like,
life goals.
And it's a goal. I want to be able to put all my stuff in like these really big books, that's like, oh, here you go, and like, and have it, like, and kind of have it, well, affordable as these books go. Right. But have like an affordable way for people to have my artwork without having to piecemeal it from listings on eBay.
Move that coffee table Bible over. We got some new literatures.
Right, exactly. And that's also the thing too, because it's like when I see my artwork on eBay and they're going for $400, $500, and it's like, I can't even afford my own artwork. Like there's artwork that I see it and I go, damn, I should have never sold that. Like, there's a lot of artwork. That's why I don't look myself up on eBay, because there's a lot of artwork that I kind of regret selling. And then to see them being sold at the prices that they are, it's like, oh,
in the condition.
Right.
Oh my
in
God.
the condition. Because a lot of that artwork was done with Sharpie. And we know how, like, it's just like,
Time
and then
that.
I'm sitting here going, maybe I should just redraw them. Maybe I should just do that. It's like, should I do that? Should I just redraw a lot of that artwork? Because when I was cleaning out, packing my mom's apartment, right, I found one of my original catalogs, and it has a listing of all this artwork. Like, I don't even remember, and they're tiny, but I wish I put it in the box. I wish I remember where I put it. It's in the office somewhere. And I'm like looking at it. It's like, oh, should I redraw these? I should redraw these. Yeah, exactly.
It's the director's cut.
Yeah. So it's like, so this, like I said, so this gives me that outlet to be able to do that without feeling the pressure of, oh, can I really post this online? I can't put this on my mailing list. I can't post it to Substack. I can't even show it on the vlog if I wanted to, like, because honestly, I still miss the House of Bob show. Yeah. I really do. Thank you, Michael. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
Thank you, kind sir.
You are, yeah. You really are an MVP. But I miss the House of Bob show because it gave me a different place, to kind of, I would love to, but like, look, the way things are now, I'd be nervous about doing a House of Bob show again. Because it's like, I wouldn't trust YouTube. Like, even though they have that option for you to, like, make, an adults only stream, they have so many conditions. Like, if somebody just like, they can take your shit down because you ended up with a troll in your chat.
Right.
Like, they're saying, it's like, oh, you have to really control, your chat and everything if you're going to do an adults only stream. And even then, there's all this shit that you can't show.
Right.
You still can't, like, it's an adults only stream, but you still can't show anything. And it's like, so what's even the point? It's like, so yeah, so I kind of miss it. And I have looked up, like there's this thing called Picarto. Have you heard of
the cheapest OnlyFans you can do? Like,
I don't know.
Can you do a free subscription?
I mean,
because Daphne, it may be time for us to get an OnlyFans.
I mean, not for nothing. I did seriously consider that. And then it's like, get an OnlyFans for the House of Bob show. And then it's like, we would stream to OnlyFans.
I'm dead ass serious. I mean, why not?
But also, it's like, with everything else that's going on, it's like, I don't know if I would have the time to actually dedicate it to it.
Yeah, I can't promise myself either.
Right.
I'm like running on fumes as is.
Right. Because it's like, when we were on YouTube, House of Bob was a thing we did once a month in between all the other streams we were doing.
Yeah, we'd have to
so but if we were to do a House of Bob show on OnlyFans, we can't do shit once a month.
Right.
It's like, we would have to, like, really dedicate some time to build that into an actual thing. And
yeah, I don't feel like building things right now.
Yeah, neither do I.
I'm in the deconstructive phase.
Yeah, like honestly, because yesterday I was on Jose's show, and I had asked the question that, what is it? Like, okay, looking back on 2025, what is it that you've decided you're not doing in 2026? What are you not bringing with you into 2026? And for me personally, it's the amount of time that I spend online. That it's like that my goal for 2026 is to corral my own audience,
There you go.
into, into areas where I can nurture them better. Like I said, like my mailing list, like for Affinity, like like Substack, where instead of trying to grow a lawn, I just want to grow a nice little garden with some wildflowers in it or something,
For
it's
the
like,
bees and the birds. And
right.
yes,
Like,
yes.
and that's the thing, right? And that's kind of how I look at it, right? Because a lawn is kind of like this dead ecosystem.
Right.
It's like, it's very high maintenance, it uses a lot of water, doesn't serve any real purpose, right? Other than to show that you don't need, that you have the money to maintain this, that you don't need to grow food on your land. This is where, the whole lawn thing as a status symbol came from. It came from royalty showing off that they don't need to grow their own food on their own land, right? That look, we could just have this useless piece of parcel just, growing this fragile plant, that you just look at it funny and it goes yellow, I mean, but no, I want something a little bit more viable, more, flowers and bees and, pollinators and, and that's what I want to do. I want to focus. It's like, I want to take all the people who are following me and be able to take care of them better. That's what I want to do. Right?
Yeah. Daphne wants to give you that personal touch.
Right. I really do. I really do.
Yeah.
I want to show you my new artwork. I want to show my new artwork to people who actually want to see it. I want to produce books to people who actually want to read them. Who aren't just doing this with my stuff, that I'm just another 15-second blip on their feed scroll, in the middle of doom scrolling. I don't want that anymore, and yeah, and it's like, so that's what I'm looking to do for 2026. That you're actually not really going to see me much on Facebook anymore. You're not going to see me much on I mean, I never was. I mean, I kind of gave up on Instagram a bit anyway. I really, that those types of social media as we know it, all they're going to be is that they're just going to be like little blippy reminders. If you're only going to oh, here's your 11-second reminder that I have a Kickstarter up, type of thing. Here's your 11-second reminder that, oh, I have a new book out, but if you actually want more dedicated attention, you have to be on my mailing list. You have to be on my Substack.
Fine.
So that's, so yeah. So, and with that, I want to be able to offer more to those people who do that. It's like, I want to reward you with more artwork. I want to reward you, with more stuff, Michael says it's wild. It's wild that there are paintings made for sailors in the 18th and 19th century meant to be porn, hanging in museums and declared classics, while we are
right,
because we are with select censorship. But which, yeah, right, yeah, it's like, oh, because oh, that's, and mind you, it's like there are collections of those types of artwork that don't make it into the museum proper. So yeah, but it does create, a narrative. Oh, people weren't horny back then. And it's like, no, there were plenty.
He's always been horny.
You know, so you know, I mean, it's like there's this kind of infamous series of paintings. I think they date back to like 18 something or earlier, where it's a series of paintings of a nun and a priest breaking their vows.
Oh, yes.
Those paintings, you know, and it's just like it's like, don't tell me that, you know, people are porn obsessive now. You know, that, oh, this is a problem now.
And also don't tell me that nun fetish is new.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not at all.
That's the one I get every single time.
That is not,
goes
these
live.
are not modern, you know. The second nuns
Please
existed,
stop
people were
sexualizing
making
nuns.
porn nuns. Vestial virgins, you know. I mean, really, it's, you know, so yeah, so that's what I'm so that's what this whole thing is part of. You know, it's like me wanting to take care of my fans better, you know, and not worry too much about whether somebody who's just blipping past me on an Instagram feed, oh, maybe I can get their attention. Nah, you know what? I think I'm going to worry about the people whose attention I do have already.
Right.
You know, so yeah, so that's hold on, let me since oh wait, do I still have it here? You know, so yeah, so let me just you know, we're almost at the end of the show, so let me just bring it up one more time. Oh my god.
I know, right?
Did you see the way that scrolled? Oh my god. So I would like to thank the 12 people who have pledged $2,109 to my campaign so far. There's 20 days left to go to the campaign. Thank you so much, everybody. Like I said, it's like I can't thank you all enough for supporting my work all this time. If you have only been joining me in the past 5 years since I really started doing Kickstarter, thank you. Thank you for everybody who's just following and watching. I mean, it's like this, you know, even if you're just telling other people, you know, it like, thank you so much for that. Sharing my work, thank you so much for that. It's like just, yeah, thank you, everybody. You know, so like I said, 20 days to go. The link to the campaign is in the chat and in the show notes. And again, the slots for the original artwork, they're all limited. And once they're gone for pretty much the year, until I put out the next sketchbook, which I would like to say I put them out once a year, but until I have them ready, you know, I don't really talk about future campaigns. So if you want to get artwork now, get it now. I mean, in the end, that's kind of it for me today. It's like, how about you, Nita?
I'm good.
Yeah, I think that whole glitch thing kind of like knocked the wind out of my sails.
It was kind of a vibe killer.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. But you know, I think that we kind of got our point across. Oh my goodness. So any thoughts? Any thoughts?
Oh no. Like I have a thought.
No thoughts whatsoever. No
none. Just blank.
Head empty. Oh my goodness. So I just want to thank everybody for helping, you know, just for joining us on the show and keeping us company. I want to thank,
amazing.
Yeah, really. Always, all of you, you're all the MVPs, the real MVPs. And I want to thank everybody again who pledged to the campaign. Like I said, the fact that you guys made it so easy to not worry about funding, thank you so much for that. I can move on. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for us. We're gonna call it a day. Thank you, the stream. Thank you so much to our beautiful eyeball people listening to us in the background. We are always happy to be your work entertainment while you're trying to actually do work.
Yeah,
while we're just here keeping you
doing
company.
this.
Doing this, but thank you so much. We really appreciate we love being your background noise.
Therapist.
Yes.
Therapist.
So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and all my other stuff, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS, or you can read Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, for free. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the link over to Tall Tales. That's TAILS online.com. And you can read the entire archive so far that's there. We're talking about 1,000 pages worth of at least worth of furry goodness, that you can actually share with your family without having, well, maybe they'll look at you funny anyway, but and don't forget to sign up for my newsletter where you can keep up to date with all of my new art and sketchbooks, comics, Kickstarters, and everything else that you're going to find out about first, if not be the only people finding out about it, is on my newsletter. So scan the QR code and join. And when you join, you will get a free PDF bundle. You get to try Ego Raven. No drugs. You get to read Ego Raven for free. You get to read Tall Tales for free. And you get to read the Oswald Chronicles for free. So make sure you follow me there. So that's it for us. That's it for me. That's it for Nita. Thank you so much again. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because when you actually do the work, you never have to fake any of your accomplishments. Thank you so much again, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.